All right, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. We are live. Let's hope everybody can see us. Wonderful. Let's just wait for a couple of more minutes to see who. Oh, there you are. So, hello, everyone. We are just waiting for a couple more people and hope to be able to help you out. So, today we are going to talk about the difference between U Visa and the VAWA, Violence Against Women's Act. This generally applies to individuals who are already in the United States and are looking for a way to perhaps fix their status. Okay, if this is not you, perhaps this is not necessarily something that you would be getting benefits from. So in the meantime, while we are waiting here, let's put those questions that you have in the chat. And as usual, we are online on multiple platforms. Right now, we are on TikTok, and we also have right now YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, all of them running. Yesterday, we had some issue with chat from Instagram that wasn't necessarily working. Hopefully, it is working today. So let's see how we can help you guys overcome this. So let's talk first about the differences between a U visa and the Violence Against Women's Act. Okay, so welcome everybody. I see many more people on TikTok that I see on the other platforms, and hope everything is great. So in case you don't know me, I am immigration attorney Connie Kaplan. We help immigrants everywhere make the United States their permanent home. We are located in Florida, and we help clients everywhere. Right now, we have clients located in 46 states in the United States. So hopefully we can at least address some of your immigration questions. If you have any, just post them in the chat. So I will get to them in order in which I get them, and hopefully I get to as many of you as I can in the next 30 minutes. So let's talk about first, what is a U visa? Okay. A U visa is for those individuals who have been a victim of a crime in the United States. And it has to be a crime of violence, and that includes assault, battery, robbery. Those are generally the crimes that we see in terms of violence. We also see a lot of domestic violence cases. So if your assailant, if the person who hit you, if the person who robbed you, if you called the police on someone because somebody attacked you, or you are the victim of a violent crime, you might be able to resolve your status in the United States by applying for a U visa. A couple of requirements for that is after the crime occurred, you filed a police report and you helped law enforcement with their investigation, or you helped the prosecutor or the state attorney's office, district attorney's office, whatever it is called in your state, you help them with the prosecution of that crime, okay, or apprehending or catching the criminal. So that is a requirement, because you will need the certification from the law enforcement that you help them in order to be able to get this type of visa. So let's address a couple of questions, and then I will address the rest of the topic, which is VAWA. How are we going to address Violence Against Women's Act? So I'm a U.S. citizen. My husband had been deported. We have 2 children. Is there a possibility where he doesn't have to go to Mexico? Can I fix him papers? Well, you are a U.S. citizen. You already said that your husband was deported. So my first question to you is he a U.S. citizen? Is he still in the United States, or did he actually left the United States or was sent already outside the United States by the government? Based on you saying without having to go to Mexico, I assume he is still in the United States. If that is the case, we need to chat. And yes, there might be opportunities where he can get his visa without leaving the United States. It is not always possible, but yes, that is an option. I would love to develop this option with you, so give us a call. My team is ready. You can give us a call right now. My team is ready to take the calls. And let's see if we can help you out, okay? I'd like to see how we can keep your family together, okay? So, Lazarus, I received an application receipt. So how many days it takes to get a biometrics appointment? I don't know the type of application that you filed. And until I know that, I don't know if you are even going to get called for a biometrics appointment. So let's talk about the biometrics appointment first. Not all applications require biometrics. Those applications that require biometrics, even though you pay the fee, you might not necessarily have to go to be fingerprinted because they might be able to use an old fingerprint that they just took. So if, for example, this is your first application, then yes, they will send you a biometrics notice. And those depend on the local office because you have to go locally to be fingerprinted. And it depends on their availability. The COVID situation in some states is quite bad right now. And as a result, they are operating with a reduced staff. And because of that, it might take a while until you get your fingerprint appointment. But you should expect between 6 weeks and 6 months. I know it's a long wait, but that's how long generally it takes. Okay. Usually after they do the biometrics and they run your background checks, things move. All right. You'll be okay. Let me know the type of application. He's in the US. Yes, give us a call. And yeah, if he's still in the US, give us a call and let's see if we can help him, okay? We don't know yet why he was deported. We don't know if it's just because he overstayed or because he entered without inspection, if he has any inadmissibility issues, perhaps something criminal in nature, like a driving without a license. Whatever it is, we don't know. Hopefully there is no domestic violence that he was accused of. And if that's the case, we might be able to help, okay? Vice wants to know, do I need to maintain my B2 status after filing a green card application? Spouse is a permanent resident. Well, first things first, okay? A green card application, it's an immigrant type of application, right? So you are asking for permanent residency, all right? That is what's called an immigrant visa, all right? An immigrant status. You're becoming an immigrant. A B2 status, it's a non-immigrant status, okay? You cannot in good faith file an application with the government and say, please extend my tourist visa, and I'm gonna be here as a tourist doing all the tourist things while my green card application is pending and also be a prospective immigrant. So no, you should not do that. Once you did file your green card application, you are actually in a period of authorized stay by the Attorney General. And you should be okay. No, you should not maintain. I mean, you could, but you would be lying on the application because you would have to disclose the marriage. You would have to actually tell the truth while you are waiting, okay? And then it would be pointless because it's going to be denied because you can have non-immigrant intent and immigrant intent. If you already filed, you're fine. Stay the way you are. Asylum application. Okay, Lazarus. So now we know. Yes, you should be getting fingerprinted. This is probably your first application ever. Generally speaking, the first biometrics appointment, it's 6 weeks to 2 months, 2.5 months after, but it could be as long as 6 months. How long does it take when you marry a girl from the US to get you over? How is the process? Let's go over basics of that, okay? First, to get here the fastest, you should not get married. She should travel there. You guys need to meet in person at least once, and I'm assuming you will get married. And if that's the case, she will come back and file for a fiancé petition. That is the fastest way to get you here. And the fastest way to get you here, it still takes 1 year, no matter how fast it goes, okay? Right now, it's actually a little bit longer than that. Now, as to her coming there and marrying you, Then she has to come to the United States, file the petition. Then the application gets approved, gets sent to the National Visa Center, then the consular process. And with COVID delay, it could take at least 2.5 to 3 years right now. Great. Good. I'm glad. All right. How can I immigrate to USA? Generally speaking, there are 5 ways to get permanent residency. You're talking migration, so that's permanent residency. There are 5 ways to get that in the United States, okay? So there are more, but 5. One of them is green card lottery. The other one, so for this one, you should really be outside the United States. Asylum is the second one, but for that, you need to be inside the United States. And then generally 3 other options. One is through family, and then employment, if you find an employer willing to sponsor you, and that can show that they cannot find a qualified US worker willing and able to do the job. And then the last one is through investment, depending on which country you come from. Okay, so hopefully that helps you. If you want more, it's really personalized after that, because your options vary greatly depending on where you're from, what's your immigration history, what is your marital history, educational history, what's your background, have you applied before, have you not applied before, all those things. Okay, so there you go. Now you know. Give us a call if you want to explore that in detail. Good. I'm glad you didn't file the B2 extension yet, because that would be lying and you should not do that. Melissa, how long is EB5? Well, I don't know if you applied yet or you haven't applied yet for EB5, but let's assume you have not applied, because if you did, then your lawyer would have discussed this with you, okay? EB5 program expired. It needs to be reapproved in order for new applications to go in. Right now, the investment amount for a regional center is $500,000. For a direct investment, it's $1 million, which is way down from $900,000 and $1.8 million. That was for the past few years. So knowing that, the first part of the process takes about 1.5 years. Then you have, once you get that approved, your family can come to the United States if you're not already here and maintaining some other status. Once you're approved, so that's 1.5 years, and then you apply for removal of conditions in a few years after that, or when the project is over, and then you get your citizenship. It really depends on your particular center, where you're from, what your current immigration status is. Are you applying for through a change of status here? It depends on where you are in the process. EB5 is something so very complicated, and it's very, very intensive. You should talk to your attorney about that. You definitely have an attorney. You wouldn't have done an EB5 on your own. Good. Let's see. Okay, when is USA DV lottery coming up? It has not been announced. The minute it's being announced, I will post it again here. And then we are going to have an actual live in which I walk you guys step by step on how to do it. But I will post that ahead of time so you guys are prepared, so you can do it along with me when we are doing this, okay? So definitely. When is USDV lottery coming up? I just told you, usually it's in October. They will announce sometime mid-September, so give it another month or so. And by then, if they are going to open one this year, it has been so far almost every year, but that doesn't mean it's going to be this year. Because of COVID delays, the past 2 years, winners are being stuck in litigation. So, all right, don't count on it. When's the green card lottery coming up? I just said October, hopefully. How long is EB5 after I apply, Melissa? Talk to your lawyer. It really depends, okay? After you apply, it could be minimum 1.5 years. Minimum 1.5 years. There is no way to make that faster. How old do you have to be to have a lawyer? What do you mean to have a lawyer? Anybody can hire a lawyer. You can be a baby, 2 days old, and you can hire a lawyer. So to be a lawyer, maybe? I don't know. When the visa category is current, how much time to take USCIS to approve the I-360 religious workers? Okay, you are confused as to how the process works, okay? The I-360 needs to be approved first, then it gets sent to the consulate, and at that point you apply for a visa. Okay, that's the way that works. Visa category does not need to be current for religious workers, for employment-based, they need to be current. But it really depends. What country are you from? Let's see, because I'll tell you right now, for employment-based cases. Hold on. So religious workers, it's current right now. So certain religious workers, so I'm assuming you fall under certain religious workers. So assuming the I-360, it's approved, okay, and then it looks current, then you should be okay. Now, if you are from Mexico, it's not current. If you are from Honduras, Guatemala, or El Salvador, it's not current either. So if you are from any of those countries, you have to wait for quite some time, okay? Not when I say quite some time, it's a little over a year, 2 years max, okay? Yeah. All right, good. I want to apply for US America Visit Visa. That is a B2 visa, that's what it's called. And right now, nobody's processing those visas in almost any consulate in the world. So how strict is EB1 extraordinary person qualified? There are people with Nobel Prize who are not approved, and there are people who have PhDs who have published a couple of papers and sometimes get approved. It really depends on your particular education, experience. For example, we have doctors who opened universities and who are published, heavily published. They publish a book every 6 months to a year. So definitely, it really depends on your individual qualifications. There are engineers who get approved and there are engineers who get denied. There are researchers who get approved and some who get denied. It really depends, okay? Give us a call and we can help you. You're the same person who asked me about EB5. So I'm assuming that at this point you are searching for your options and you don't know what your options are. I'd be happy to discuss them with you. Give us a call and let's discuss them. Haji, I have a case with, I'm assuming USCIS or immigration that I'd like to discuss with you. Great, I'll be more than happy to help you. Give us a call and we can discuss your case with you and come up. If you need a plan, we can discuss a plan, okay? Our phone number is 954-466-0070. We are located in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. It doesn't matter where you are located. We can help you. How much is our consultation fee? Well, we are a for-profit corporation. We are not a nonprofit, and our consultation fee depends on the type of consultation that you pick and who you want your consultation to be with. Give us a call and they'll discuss the options with you. You can also follow the link from my profile. I think 2 of the options are listed there, okay? I honestly do not know, but let's see. Now, we do have a question from Facebook. Ryan wants to know, do you give free consultations over the phone? My team will do a free consultation. It's a free case evaluation to see if it's something we can help you with. If you do need time with me, perhaps to discuss the full options, what your options are, or if we can help you, or if you want to know how to proceed with your case without us telling you how to do it, because we cannot give you advice on how to do it on your own. Those are paid options. Okay. So I live in Europe. My spouse lives in USA. I'm able to call you from Europe, please. Yeah, you can call us from anywhere in the world. And if not, you can send us message on our website. The link is right there in the profile where you see it. So absolutely, we have people from everywhere. Europe is very common for us. Latin America is also very common, and Middle East. All right. So yes, you can definitely give us a call and we'll help you. Again, 954-466-0070. Our number is in the profile. So we are already 18 minutes in, and I know the topic for right now was, what's the difference between U visa and VAWA. So I address U VISA. U VISA is the one where you are the victim of a crime in the United States. The crime has to be a crime of violence, has to have been reported to the police, and you have to cooperate with the law enforcement to be able for them to investigate the case and prosecute the case. VAWA refers to Violence Against Women's Act, and it applies to both men and women who are married with U.S. citizens or permanent residents and who are abusing them, okay? So if your U.S. citizen spouse or permanent resident spouse mistreats you, does not treat you right, calls you names, abuse does not always need to be physical abuse, violence abuse, it could be psychological, emotional, and so on. We might be able to still get you a permanent residency without their help. So that is something where you want to give us a call so we can discuss it in detail. Obviously, that is not for a public forum. Nobody needs to know your business, right? So, good. So I think we addressed most of the questions that were in. So, okay, I'm from Pakistan, but I'm in Dubai. I want to apply for American visa. Like I said a couple of minutes ago, you may not have been here, but you've been here for a bit because I can tell you, yes, I can tell you how to apply. One option first, if you have a U.S. citizen spouse or other immediate relatives, they can petition for you. Second, depending on your education and experience, you may be able to find an employer willing to sponsor you, and they would have to show that they cannot find an American willing and able to do the job. Third is through investment. If we have a treaty with your country, and I don't know the top of my head if we have a treaty with Pakistan, it doesn't matter that you live in Dubai, it goes by your citizenship, then we can do by investment. If not, your only other option, if you are still abroad, is to apply to the green card lottery. Unfortunately, for Pakistan, that has been excluded for the past few years, okay? So you might not have that option. How much does USCIS examine asylum applications? Oh my God, a lot. Everybody thinks I'm going to come to the United States and I'm going to file for asylum. Do not file for asylum once you are in the United States unless you actually fear persecution going back to your country, okay? So knowing that, how much do they examine? They examine, and it's not just the asylum applications. USCIS examines all the applications. You should not, under any circumstance, any of you think that immigration, it's about filling out forms. None of it, it's about filling out forms. You need to know strategy. You need to know your pros and cons. What's the best time to apply? How you should apply? Do you meet the criteria? Do you not meet the criteria? Okay. All those require your answers. Okay. So, and require proof. You need to have proof of that. Okay. So hopefully that helped you, Melissa. Student in Ghana, will I be allowed to continue my education if I win the lottery? If you win the lottery, you have to make if you do win, and then after you get selected in the lottery, you go through the application and you get approved. Then you have a short period of time to which to come to the United States. You cannot continue to be in your country or you are abandoning it. All right. So I addressed all of your questions. I will see you all on Monday again, if I'm not mistaken, at the same time at 4 o'clock on Monday. And in the meantime, if you did have questions that I could address for you, please post them on my profiles and give us a call, 954-466-0070. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.